And good morning to you. We're live again at Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile, Johnson City. We're ready to roll here again on this Thursday, as always is. We are on a Thursday, Champion Chevrolet in the Bristol Motor Mile, Johnson City, and we've got a full slate ready to roll. We're going to be joined coming up here in just a few minutes with Michael Bates. Got a road race he wants to talk about down in Jonesboro coming up in the month of June. We're also going to be hearing from Brittany Carson from Trinity Baptist Church. Carmichael comes by to join us. We're going to talk sports, a lot of it, and of course, our buddy Kevin Harmon called in sick today. He's got not feeling too good, so hope he gets feeling better. So we're going to let Kevin have the day off. We don't want him over here spreading his love and his germs, so he's going to get better. But we will have Steve McCauley coming in from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. All that, of course, it all gets started with this man right here to my immediate left as we are live here again inside the warm and toasty, I might add. It's a little cool outside today. The showroom here at Champion Chevrolet in the Bristol Motor Mile, Johnson City. And there it is. There's Andy and his trusty, there's his trusty sidekick. Look at him. Morning, boss. How are you?
Morning.
Good. How you doing?
Good to see you.
Likewise.
I know I feel like it's been a month since I've been on here.
Yes. Andy's been. You went to Atlanta, drove some cool cars. Is that right?
And I have my sales staff there this week, and I went last week with the managers and dealers, sort of as a preview. But got to drive Corvettes around Atlanta Motor Speedway. Got to drive the new Colorado ZR2 off-road edition in off-road conditions. I had a professional driver take me on it's like a 0 to 100 to back to 0 on a Camaro ZL1 on the sort of drag strip surfaces. And so, I mean, you're holding on for dear life, and he slams on the brakes. And we had to wear helmets and the Hans devices and everything.
Really?
Snap the helmet, start shoulder pieces, and
got serious.
Yeah, and so my sales staff, I have 4 people down there this week doing that. But I've got Hudson with me this morning. It's his last day of school was today, and we snuck him out about an hour early because I went and saw all of his great accomplishments this morning.
Yay. Now, Hudson, you and I struck up a deal a few minutes ago. Now, there's money on the table. Hudson, how old are you, by the way? 8. What school do you go to? Woodland Elementary. All right, so he's out for the summer. Now, we got a little wager because his buddy, Uncle Tim, didn't want to come over here today and do this. So you're supposed to look into that camera right there, and you're about to get. Now, did I give him the money?
No, I have it sitting over there.
Sitting over there.
Yeah,
okay.
We've got it hidden until he does it.
There's a wager on the table because he's supposed to be little Tim Copenhaver today because Mr. Tim has got some other things going on. So look in that camera and say what Uncle Tim always says.
How did I do that?
You want to do it one more time? Because that was pretty good.
Oh, Tim's clapping over there.
Tim's clapping. Do it one more time for Uncle Tim. Look up there and get real excited like Tim says. And how'd they do that? Can you do that? Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
How did I do that?
There he
I think he does it better than Tim.
I think he's fired. I think Tim's out.
And he's got his fidget spinner.
Yes,
I guess everybody's heard of those.
Notice that. Now, tell me how that works.
So you can use these 2 fingers.
Right.
Then you spin it. Then you can do it on one finger.
You can
or
do it like
these 2 fingers.
I can do it like this.
You got to be very careful.
It'll fly off.
Yeah.
Look at that. Check that out. Talent. Now, where would I get one of these? I like to have one of these.
I got this one at a strawberry festival.
At the Strawberry Festival in Unicoi. Okay. All right.
And you can get them on Amazon.
All right. Can you do one with just one finger like Mr. Tom just did? Oh, yeah. He's awesome. All right.
And I can do it on my nose.
You can do it on your nose? Go ahead. Do it on your. Shows how you can do this fidget spinner on your. You have the talents of your father. I'm telling you.
Look at that.
Look at that. Whoa.
Yeah, if the car business doesn't ever work out, we're going to travel with this. The toy store. What's the toy store right up here? Right up the road. They have them. I saw on their Facebook page. What's the name of the toy store? Bear and Friends.
Bear and Friends?
Yeah, Bear and Friends got a whole bunch of different ones.
There
ones
you go.
That I think even you can have them that light up and
Oh,
you
really?
do it in the dark and it just spins.
You push these, the ones that light up.
Uh-huh.
And you can push one at a time. And they have them on both sides. And when you spin it,
Cool.
it will be lighting up.
Cool. Can I try it one more time? Would you care with me? Can I, Mr. Tom, try it one more time? Okay.
We may have to get Mr. Tom one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do this. I can't do it as fast as he does it, but that's pretty
I
cool.
hold it like this.
We want to see Mr. Tom do it on his nose too.
All right.
You're going to scoot over the camera, can't see it.
My snout's that big.
Your snout.
Let's do this.
Yeah,
all
you're
right?
going to
Let's
have to.
do this. All right, this is live sports show. I don't know if I can do this. Let's do it this way. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, let's do that. London, quit laughing at your granddad. There you go. It's hit my forehead. How's that?
There we go.
Now let it go.
No, they don't cut me. They hurt me. You better do it. You do it better. Can Mr. Tim put it on his nose? That's what I want to see. Can he spin it on his nose?
He can probably do it on his bald head.
You pop these out.
Oh.
And if you pop one or two of these out, you could spin it, then it will start slowing down and spin the other way and back.
No, because they're weighted down.
All right. You got this down to a science. That's good stuff. Give me some taters. You've got money over there.
You can go
now.
back to your office now.
Go back to your office and keep Mr. Tim busy. So, whew, here we go. To the mouth of babes. I love it. We're talking to Andy Dietrich. That would be his boy. And Andy's in the house. We're here. We're going to be talking baseball. How about the Dobbins-Winter Indians? How about the Tennessee High tennis team? How about the Greenville soccer team? How about the Elizabethton Lady Cyclone softball team? All those folks still playing. We'll talk all about them coming up here in a little while. We got Major League Baseball coming up. We've got stories involving Daniel Norris. Pitched last night and had a great outing down in Houston, and he needed one. And we've got all kinds of stories to talk about. We've got NASCAR, high school sports. We got the new schedule next year for NASCAR. Again, pretty much April, August dates for Bristol Motor Speedway. So all that's coming up here in just a few minutes on our sports segment. Obviously, show number 526, but we're here at Champion Chevrolet. This is Andy's turn to tell us what in the world's going on around here that we need to know about.
Reedy Tony taught me how to play tennis 100 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
100 years ago in Kingsport.
This guy can.
And it's so exciting to see him 4 in a row.
4 in a row.
Yeah.
4 straight.
There's a monkey on the back of the screen.
I see that. 4 straight. He is all energy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like his mother.
Yes, he is.
Well, why can't I get this open?
There's a fidget spinner flying around behind me.
There we go. There we go.
Having your grenade to get you
Get
going.
my grip, absolutely.
Look at that on my head.
There you go. Talent's just unbelievable. Andy Dietrich with a fidget spinner on top of his head. That needs to go out viral. We need to get that out.
I'm sure it's going now.
I bet Uncle Tim's going to put it out there.
Yeah, he's only really on Twitter.
He's a Twitter guy?
Yeah, he doesn't do Facebook or
Okay.
Instagram, but he's.
Can you put pictures on Twitter? Because I don't know that. I don't know that answer.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. So we can take a picture of you with that spinner on your head going out on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would be nice. You want to try it again? You want to do it one more time? Just to see.
Hold on, let's see.
Let's go ahead and get this out there. So
Let me turn it around here. Oh.
there you go.
That one is spinning.
That is good. That looks good.
It's on the live mode. You can actually hold your finger down and it spins a little bit there in the live
cool.
mode.
That needs to go out. Send it out to the world. Send it to my sports show page. It needs to go.
We will publish it.
There you go. Like it and sharing it. All right, matters in hand. We've got fidget spinners. We've got kids out of school. We're having a big time here at Champion Chevrolet. We also got vehicles and lots of them to move. You've been moving. It's been a great May so far. So we're winding things down this weekend. Of course, is the last hurrah. So what's going on right now at Champion Chevrolet?
We've still got great deals on. We've got select Silverado double cab and crew cab all stars out there. $11,000 off MSRP, and part of that rebate too is on the select ones you have to finance with GM Financial. Part of your rebate is that. I've got a dually right now, a dually diesel. $9,200 off MSRP, a 2017 $3,500. So there are people out there that are the diesels are hard to find right now. There's not many out there, and not many dealerships even have one. I've got a 2017 new Traverse, $5,000 off MSRP. A new 2017 Cruze, $4,500 off MSRP. New 2017 Chevrolet Impala, $4,000 off MSRP. New 2017 Trax, $4,000 off MSRP. A new 2017 Malibu, $6,500 off MSRP. So, and if you look at our newspaper ad that's coming out this weekend, we're loaded with used local one owner trade-ins, over close to about 150 trade-ins in stock right now. So our lot, if you drive around here, we have run out of room to put cars. All the room is parked customer cars right out front.
Really?
And then even the back of the parking lot is completely full. We've got it parked off the gravel and asphalt out back, parking it on the side of hills and dirt because we've got so many cars here right now. So
that's awesome. It is, but you're not parceling any of them. You got to move them out of here.
No, I'm not in love with one single car out here. They all need homes.
So give me some pre-owned ideas. What are some of them out there you got?
2012 Honda CR-V. I've got a 2014 Subaru Outback. I've got several of the Ford Transit vans. If you need a cargo van, if you have a company that needs to haul stuff, we've got that. I've got 2011 Chevrolet Equinoxes, Buick Regals, Kia Optimas, Lexus IS250s, Tahoe LTZs, Cadillac SRXs, Ford Expeditions, Toyota Tacomas, Honda Accords, Acura TLX. We've got about it all. I mean, it's
And starting the prices, what's the bottom line price there?
we've got them starting at. I mean, I've got them less than this, but in the papers they're starting at $99.99.
Yeah.
A lot of things that are $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 cars we typically do not keep, and the reason why is they have a lot of miles or they have damage on them, and we are a new car franchise, and if we sell a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 car and it blows up, tears up as soon as the customer drives off the lot, it does not give us a good reputation. And you can't guarantee a customer, say if they buy a $4,000 car from us, it's I can't peer inside the engine or peer inside
Sure.
the transmission exactly and say, hey, in 2,000 miles this thing's going to tear up on
Sure.
it. And we usually wholesale pieces like that and just keep good reliable stuff is what we.
I'm living proof. I'm driving one I bought last September, and I love it. That thing runs like a scalded dog. I bought it right here again at Champion Chevrolet, and just pleased as punch with Ron Dunn, the salesman, and the transaction from start to finish. Chris McCall, Andy Dietrich, Tim Covenhaver, right through the start to finish procedure, and sitting right out there, and I love it, and it runs. I get compliments all the time about how nice it looks, and man, when I got this vehicle, they'd put it through detail. You could have eaten off of the floorboards. That's how good it was. And how
Women
clean.
whistle at him as he drives down the road, catcalling.
They do.
Yeah,
I've never heard any of those.
you can roll down your window.
I guess I didn't know the cat called me. That's a new one. So I guess they arrive from the windows down. So I'm hear some cat calls. There you go. Whatever it takes, I suppose. So anyway, we're here live at Champion Chevrolet in the Bristol Motor Mile in Johnson City. Now last week, so you were gone last week. You were in Atlanta.
Week before that, I think I had a thing at the Bristol Motor Speedway, Speedway Children's Charities with Claudia Bird.
For the lunch. So Tim was talking last week, or told me to talk about Malibus, and so you got some Malibus in stock, 2017s. That's one of the nameplates of Chevrolet, of course, Camaro, and gosh, back when I was a kid, they had Novas. Of course, those are gone, but we've got Malibus, and so they've been around a long time. You got a great deal in the 17s.
Yes, I've got one here in the paper, $6,500 off MSRP. And something I forgot to talk about, they just parked it, just came in out front, a very hard to get blue Camaro 2017 ZL1, which that's the big motor, over 600 horsepower. It's a beast, and you can't find them anywhere. And I have one that's not spoken for. He's advertising right now.
I'm telling you, he's like his father. Here we go. Get a little closer if you're going. Let's put that right up here. There you go. I like to have one of those.
That one's yours.
Like, turn this around.
It's got a phone number and
There you go.
stuff on
Right on the back. Champion.
JC.com 282-2121.
There it is. ChampionJC.com 282-2121. And of course, there's the key ring. I like to have one of those. That's nice.
That one's yours.
Thank you. I'll put this on my key ring because I'm a proud Card King member of the Champion family. So Malibus have been around a long time, and so give me some selling points about a Malibu.
Four-door, it's the larger. We've got the Impala, then the Malibu, so it's a mid-sized sedan, but it has tons of room for 5 people, plenty of trunk room, get over 30 miles per gallon, 5-star crash test ratings, and it looks good, and it drives great. So it's just a good all-around car if you need a mid-sized sedan that it really fits the bill for everything that you could possibly want.
It's got a thumper sound system too. It'll
Yes.
flat rock going down the highway. Yes.
But we're
Makes
still
a
loaded
noise.
with Corvettes. I've got almost 20 new Corvette Stingrays. I've got probably 4 Z06s in stock, which is the over 600 horsepower bad boy. I've got yellow ones, white ones, red ones. I've got blue one right there with red stripes on it. I've got ones that are gray with blue leather interior.
Right there's one in the showroom.
Yeah.
Tell me about this one.
No, I was pointing out the blue one right out in front of it out there. That blue one's got red stripes on it. This gray one's got blue stripes, and this gray one also has blue leather interior in it. Where we're angled, you really can't see it, but it's they've got some wild color combinations this year with this the stripes and the leather interior packages that you can get this year.
So describe the Vette we're sitting there looking at on camera here in the showroom.
Yeah, this one here is a Grand Sport. Grand Sports look like Z06s, but they have the 450 horsepower V8 in it. And I learned last week that this actually the Grand Sport version, there's the Stingray, Grand Sport, and Z06 is the way it goes. The Grand Sport now is outselling the Stingray because people like the way this looks, and it looks just like a Z06, but you don't have to pay the $100,000 for the Z06.
Awesome.
So
got them right here.
It's the number one selling Corvette so far this year, I learned.
Now, so on the property right now, how many ballpark? Well, you know how many Vettes you got right now?
About 20.
20 Corvettes ready to roll.
Yep.
And they were looking for homes. And, you know, the weather's going to warm back up tomorrow. It's going to be in the 80s. It's going to be nice for the weekend. It's going to be hot and muggy like it's supposed to be. A little cool today. So this is Vette weather.
Yes, and also Camaro weather. I've got Camaros coming out my ears. Convertibles, you know, I have coupes. We've got every color imaginable out there. I see a yellow one right there. It looks like a bumblebee from the Transformers movie actually sitting out there. But, you know, if you don't want to, the Camaro is just a little bit heavier car. It's got a back seat in it where the Corvette does not have a back seat in it. The only other thing about the Camaro's roof does not come off. All the Corvette's roofs come off, even if they're not convertibles. It's like a Targa top, T-top is what they used to call it. It actually lifts off, and you can buy, if you order one, you can get it with about 3 different shades tops for it. You can get one matches the color of the car. You can get one that's sort of like a graphite color, so it looks a little bit different. You can get one that's clear, so it's tinted on top, so you can see straight out and see the stars, see the sun, see whatever, and that's the whole roof is that.
Cool.
So it's neat, and those just lift off. You just have to have someone on either side, and you can lift it off, put it right in your trunk, and take off. Starts to rain, open your trunk, pop it right back on, snap it, and you're.
That's cool. Another one of those selling points of a Chevrolet bow tie here at Champion Chevrolet. Bristol Highway Motor Mile. Again, the website, championjc.com, 282-2121. And, of course, the service department is open on Saturday.
Monday through Saturday. Saturday 8 to 5.
Yep, Saturday 8 to 5. Most don't have a service department open on Saturdays.
No, they do not.
No.
It's we've had to even bring in more of our employees to schedule and work on Saturdays because Saturdays have been very popular. A lot of people off. A lot of people can't come during the week.
Yep. Good time to come in and get it done.
Yes.
You want to come back a little while?
I'm here all day.
You are here all day, and be sure and pay the boy.
I'm going to pay him right now.
He's earned his 75 cents.
Yes.
He said, how they do that in place of Uncle Tim. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're live at Champion Chevrolet. We're going to jump in and talk some sports, and we got lots to talk about. The Volunteers get a big basketball recruit for Rick Barnes. We've got high school baseball results to tell you all about it and how things are going in the state tournament in softball, baseball, and soccer and tennis. We got a state champion we'll crown again, as we've told you, in tennis. The Vikings of Tennessee High and their veteran coach Reedy Tony is going to be with us tomorrow on the show, and so we're very excited about that. So again, we'll take a break, come right back. We're live at Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile, Johnson City. Love that bow tie key ring. This one's mine. I like it. Our show being brought to you by Grip Energy Drink. You see on the screen, again, we have the grips. We have the pink grapefruit. We've got the lemon lime. Here it is. We've got the pineapple flavored. And, of course, one I'm consuming, as I always do because I love them, the root beer. Also soon to come out with they have white grape as well, and soon to come out with a sugar-free orange coming out this weekend or the 1st of June, just in time for hot weather. Quick break. We'll talk more sports. We're live here at Champion Chevrolet, show number 526 it is. And we are here, and again, thanks to good folks at Champion Chevrolet and these great sponsors you're about to hear from right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
The deals are heating up for Truck Month at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. Over 300 new Chevys to choose from, all with incredible savings. $11,000 off MSRP on 16 Silverado All-Star Crew Cabs. Check out the savings online at championjc.com. 16 Silverado Crew Cab, $33,685. 16 Track, $17,460. 16 Equinox, $21,615. 16 Traverse, $27,365. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional.
To qualify. Here it is, win 2 tickets to the NHRA Thunder Valley Nationals Father's Day weekend, again at Bristol Dragway. Again, these are grandstand tickets, plus you get pit access as well. All you got to do is go right here, TomTaylorSports.com/contest, and again, we're picking 10 winners. How about that? These tickets are $40 a piece. That's $80 a winner, and that's times 10. You can do the math. $800 worth of tickets we're giving away. All you got to do is go right here, TomTaylorSports.com/contest, and good luck. We'll announce the winners coming up on June the 13th, race week, Father's Day weekend again at Bristol Dragway Thunder Valley Nationals. And, man, why would you not? A lot of folks have. And tell you what's cool, we do a segment every week on WLW in Cincinnati on Saturday night on the American Truckers Network. And so we've had a lot of folks apparently from Ohio and Indiana and Kentucky that have stuck their name in the bucket because they've been watching and listening to our segment on 700 every Saturday night. So pretty cool stuff, and we thank you for that. So wherever you are, be sure and go to TomTaylorSports/contest to get signed up and ready to go. And so we're looking forward to that, and see if we can't make you a winner. We're going to name not 1 but 10. You got 1 in 10 chances of winning. We're going to name 10 winners coming up on Tuesday, June the 13th. All right, let's see what's happening in high school sports. How about the Dobbinsville Indians of Ryan Wagner hit the bell? These guys are doing it. They have come out of the losers bracket, got a complete Game 5 hitter from Daniel Starnes to defeat Munford 4-1 yesterday, and then parlayed a 6th inning steal of home and a 4-3 win over Blackman, sent those guys home. They won 4-3 to stay alive in the TSSAA Class AA State Baseball Tournament in Murfreesboro. Exciting stuff. The Indians will face Brentwood in the finals of the Siegel Pool beginning at 3 o'clock today. They need 2 wins over the Bruins to land a spot in Friday's state championship games. They got to beat them twice. The wins for DB were the 29th and 30th on the season. The 7th straight season Dobyns Bennett's had at least 30 wins under Ryan Wagner. Again, in his 7th season, taken to the state tournament 3 times out of 7 years. Pretty strong. We had him on the show here on Monday, and we hope we'll have him on the show next week with a state championship coming back to the Tri-Cities. Final 4 appearance for the Tribe is the first since finishing as state runner-up in 1996. So Dobyns Bennett very much alive in the state baseball tournament in Murfreesboro. Got to beat Siegel twice today, but hey, when you get to this point, anything is possible. Pitching is the name of the game. Got to have lots of arms, and they've got a bevy of arms for Dobyns Bennett. So good luck to them. We'll see if they can't bring home the brass ring, if you will, and win the state championship and bring it back here. After 10 scoreless innings of the state tournament, the heavy-hitting Elizabethton Lady Cyclones softball team wasn't looking much like its season-long self, but Abby McKinney again stepped up and again delivered a tie-breaking 3-run homer in the bottom of the 5th inning, the biggest blow in a 5-2 win over Sweetwater and the losers bracket of the AA state softball tournament. And so that's awesome too. They're now 37-7, Elizabethton, and Elizabethton won over CAK 4-3. Is that correct? They're still playing. Middle of the 6th inning. Thank you, Elizabethton. That's just exactly what I needed, boss. Thank you. Elizabethton 4, CAK 3. Is that right? Middle of the 6th inning. That's awesome. Thank you, sir. And so they are playing as we speak. Let's run down the schedule. What's going on in the state softball and baseball tournament? Again, we have Dobyns Bennett taking on Brentwood at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Jefferson County, I haven't talked much about them, but the Patriots are in the winners bracket. They take on Stewart's Creek at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And the state baseball tournament, again, that's happening in Murfreesboro. In softball, it was Scottsville eliminating the Unaka Lady Rangers 10-0 yesterday. As we said, Elizabethton still live. They beat Sweetwater 5-2. They're winning over CAK 6-4 in the 6th inning. Of course, they play 7 in softball, so good luck there. They're 5-3, middle of the 7th. Elizabethton. Oh, Tim Copenhaver is on it. He is my man. He is the human scoreboard because I don't have access to it. That's awesome. Good job. So, Lady Cyclones winning in the middle of the 7th, 5-3 over CAK. So, if they win that ball game, they will come back and play later on today. And so, good luck to the Lady Cyclones of Elizabethton in the state softball tournament. And they are winning, as we said. In soccer, the championship tomorrow night, Greenville will take on Page High School. Greenville 19-4-2, the defending state soccer champion in single AA soccer. And so they beat CPA yesterday, and so that sets up the championship tomorrow at 2:30, the state soccer championship for the Greenville Green Devils, the boys soccer team. That is good stuff. Then you take a look at, so we told you about softball. Elizabethton's still playing. Unaka is gone. North Green's baseball team is gone. Science Hill loses in soccer yesterday, so the Hilltopper soccer team has been eliminated. And as David Strickland said, certainly nothing to be ashamed of. They got beat by an undefeated Station Camp team 4-2. So the Hilltoppers have a good run and get down to the state tournament, but can't push it across, so they've been eliminated and coming back home. But again, certainly nothing to be ashamed of, as we said. And then, of course, you look at the tennis team at Tennessee High. Reedy Tony's tennis team, 4th straight boys state tennis title, coming back to Bristol, Tennessee. That's awesome. Hit the bell. That is awesome. And so they're coming back, and they're coming back with the trophy for the 4th consecutive year. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow. But again, the Tennessee High boys tennis team defeating Ravenwood 4-1 to win it all again for the 4th straight year. That's incredible, and that's impressive. And we salute the veteran coach, Reedy Tony. In fact, I saw him when we were at Phil's Dream Pit last time we were out there broadcasting. We'll be there on Tuesday, and saw Reedy out there then. And he said, I got a chance again this year, big guy. And he did. He brought home the brass ring to Northeast Tennessee. So, again, Tennessee High winning the boys state tennis title for the 4th year in a row. We're live here again at Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile, Johnson City. Let's take a look at Major League Baseball from last night. Daniel Norris, young man from Johnson City, on the mound in Houston against the Astros for the Detroit Tigers. Faced 26 batters, threw 98 pitches. 60 of those pitches are for strikes. I mean, Norris had a great outing. He went 6 1/3. Scattered 4 hits, allowed 2 runs, 1 of those earned, walked 2 and struck out 5, did not get the victory, but helped the team go on and win. And so Daniel Norris, solid performance, which he needed. And so went into the sixth inning. Anytime you get a starter at this day and age going into the sixth inning, great outing for Daniel Norris. Faced 26 batters, threw 98 pitches, 60 of those for strikes. He struck out 5, walked 2, allowed 2 runs, 1 earned, scattered 4 hits over 6 innings of baseball against the hottest team in Major League Baseball. So not just a great outing, a fantastic outing for Daniel Norris, again in Houston last night. And Detroit went on to win the ball game, by the way. And so here's the quote from Daniel Norris. From the 5th inning on, I was letting the ball go and just trusting my stuff, and that's where I get strikeout. That's where I get strike one, he says. Before that, I was pressing, for a lack of a better term. I was trying to throw strikes, being very conscious of not walking folks. Then he just said, from the 5th inning on, I'm just going to throw the baseball and trust my stuff. And Daniel Norris, great outing last night. And so, again, the Tigers defeat Houston, and a good outing again for Daniel Norris, young man from here in Johnson City, Tennessee. So on the big league scoreboard last night, let's go ahead and finish it out. In the American League, it was Detroit defeating Houston 6-3. Also, Minnesota beat Baltimore 4-3. Twins go in Baltimore and sweep the Orioles. Buck Showalter can't be happy about that, the manager for the O-Birds. Toronto beat Milwaukee 8-4. Oakland 4, Miami 1. Arizona defeats Chicago 8-6. Yankees shut out Kansas City 3-0. Washington 5, Seattle 1. Boston beat Tampa Bay 9-4. It was Tampa Bay defeating the LA Angels 5-2. Cincinnati beat Cleveland 4-3 in interleague play, and as we said, Detroit defeating Houston 6-3 in the American League. In the National League last night, it was Colorado defeating Philadelphia 7-2. Washington beat Seattle 5-1. San Diego defeated the Mets in a very tough defeat for the Mets. They had them and just choked it. 6-5 the final. In 10 innings, Pittsburgh beat Atlanta 12-5. Cubbies beat San Francisco 5-4. And last night on the left coast, St. Louis beat the Dodgers in Dodger Stadium. Final there was 6-1. Here is your Major League Baseball update. Some of the games starting. We've got a late start today. We're going to be on from noon until 2, obviously. So at 12:05, we just got started. Seattle, Washington. Also this afternoon, Kansas City at New York. The LA Angels at Tampa Bay. Tonight under the lights, Cincinnati at Cleveland. Texas at Boston and Fenway. And Detroit will wrap up their series in Houston against the Astros. In the National League, here are the games being played this afternoon. Bartolo Colon will be taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's a 12:10 first pitch. Colorado at Philadelphia, San Francisco against the Cubbies. Those are all day games. Tonight, under the lights, as we said, Cincinnati at Cleveland, San Diego against the Mets in New York, Arizona, Milwaukee, and the Cardinals will walk on the mound, taking on the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium tonight in Los Angeles. And that is a look at Major League Baseball. We'll take a break. We'll come right back, and we've got She's in the house. Is he in the house too? Is he coming?
I don't know. He's on his way. I don't know where he is.
Is that his car out there beeping?
I don't think so.
Don't think? He would have taken care of it by now, right? Yeah. Miss Brittany's in the house. She's going to talk to us coming up here in just a few minutes. Also, we will be joined by Michael Bates. Got a really cool road race coming up in Jonesboro next month. We'll tell you all about that. And take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're live here at Champion Chevrolet on show number 526 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show, brought to you by Grip Energy Drink.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
Back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. We're live here at Champion Chevrolet. On camera, obviously, you can see this young lady, Brittany Carson, the Children's Director at Trinity Baptist Church. Hello, young lady. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Just fine. She's awesome. I'm telling you, she does a fantastic job at the job in which the Lord's called her to do. So coming up, we're going to be talking about a road race coming up in June in the Tri-Cities, specifically in Jonesboro. You want to be a part of it. It's for a great cause. And so we'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes. Also, we're going to talk more about baseball. Albert Pujols. Big Albert's moving his way up the Hall of Fame all-time home run list. We'll talk about that. We've got basketball tonight, the Cavaliers and the Celtics. We got a hockey tonight, Game 7, the Penguins and the Ottawa Senators. The winner gets the Nashville Predators. And so all that coming up. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes. And as we told you, Tennessee lands a big basketball recruit. This guy can fill it up. And so we'll tell you who that is. Rick Barnes is beside himself because of the person he signed to come play basketball for the Tennessee men's team. But right now, Miss Brittany's in here, and she is going to tell us about a really cool thing coming up. Vacation Bible School at Trinity Baptist Church. So take it away. What's the theme? What's it all about?
Alrighty. Well, our theme this year is Operation Arctic by Answers in Genesis. We've used their VBS material for the last few years and really like it. It's very sound theologically, and it's a lot of fun for the kids. Good music and everything. And our VBS this year is June 11th through the 15th, and it'll be from about 6:15 to 8:45. It's a long night, and everybody starts to get a little weary towards the end of the week, but it's still a really great time. And even though we're tired, we don't want to miss. So that is going on at our church. You can pre-register anytime at www.trinity3e.org. So you just go online. There's a link there, and you can register, 1 to 10 children, however many you have, or if you have more than 10, that's fine. And then and we'll go ahead and get your kids all set up so that when you come in, you don't have to stand in a big long line. Your children will be registered, and they can get their name tag and go on to their group. So, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And at the end of the week, we have a big celebration at Wetlands on the 16th from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and we get the whole water park to ourselves. So you don't have to wait in lines for very long, which is really great. You can go down all the slides and
have big time.
Yes. So we have lots of fun, and we hope that you guys will come out and join us.
So the objective this year, the theme is based around the Arctic. So and there's a couple of key verses, and so the theme and the objective this year using the Arctic is to obviously get boys and girls saved to come to know the Lord, right?
Yes. And we are exploring the coolest book in the Bible, or in the on the planet. Of course, it's all cool, but the whole Bible is cool. But that's what we're doing. That's part of our theme, so that's why they've used the Arctic. So each night they'll go through a different letter of the word. So they go through B and then I, B, L, E, and like the first night it's the book of books, and so they're going to learn a lot of truth, of course, because the Bible is true. We believe it's infallible. It is the inerrant word of God, and so they are going to be learning a lot about the Bible, a little bit of apologetics focus, which is really great, especially this day and time. We have to be ready to defend our faith and tell people of our hope in Christ. So that's very important. And the kids get to learn a cool handshake every night, and it helps them spell out Bible. By the end of the week, they'll spell it out with their cool handshake. And so it'll be a good time, and just a great time to learn more about God's Word. And we're really excited to pour into these kids for 5 nights a week. We don't get children 5 nights a week any other time, so we're really excited.
So the passion, again, I saw her in a meeting the other day, and the passion comes across. I mean, she's all about this, and this is, I say this every time we get on Vacation Bible School theme. We're going to get back to sports here in just a second. We're going to talk, we got some NASCAR, the Hall of Fame class of 2018 has been announced. The 2018 schedule for NASCAR has been announced. We'll take a look at the Coca-Cola 600 this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway, so we'll get back to that in just a second. But I wanted to, every time I get a chance to promote the Lord, I want to do that, because that's, as I say every day to start the show, we unashamedly dedicate the show to the Lord. And it'll go as far as He wants it to go, and we got a big announcement coming up Tuesday. We're getting ready to take it on a bigger scope, and so we'll let that happen on Tuesday. We'll be at Phil's Dream Pit to make that announcement, but that's what we're all about. So anytime we get a chance to promote the Lord, Steve McCauley's coming in a few minutes to promote the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. So hey, that's what it is. That's how we roll here on the show. And anytime I can talk about the Lord and promote the Lord, then I'm going to do that for what He's done for me. And I don't deserve anything He did for me, so but He did, and did it willingly. So having said that, Charles Stanley says many times, one of the guys I think is awesome, one of the most critical outreaches of a church is Vacation Bible School, and you would agree with that wholeheartedly, that this is, it's just paramount. You reach more kids and make more people making decisions for eternity through Vacation Bible School than probably any other program you do, right? Yes, we have this, and this is the one time, like I said, that we get 5 whole nights to really pour in. We get 2.5 hours every night, and so that is really exciting. And our other big outreach is in October, but it's only for 1 night. And so I would say VBS and our Fall Festival, those are the times when we have the most people come from our community. And just to have the opportunity to welcome them and to love on them and, give them food and things like that, and just make them feel welcome, we're really excited to be able to do that and to give them a glimpse of the love of Christ and to pour a little bit of the gospel into them. Preach it, sister. That's good. And, of course, I would dare say on a percentile, what percentage will come in there that are not members of Trinity Baptist Church, do you think? Oh, my goodness. Typically speaking, it's a lot of visitors that are non-church members, right? Yes. So I would say that each year, at least for the last 3 years since I have been in charge of VBS, we have probably averaged about 100 kids a night, which is great. So that means that we have 100 children who are going back to 100 families, and they're telling them about what they have learned, and they're really excited, and they're singing songs. So, but I would say that maybe 30 to 40 of those kids are children that go to Trinity. So our biggest percentage is kids from the community. And each night it usually grows. Like maybe on the first night we'll have 92 or 95 or something like that. And then by Tuesday or by Thursday we have about 110. And so they've gone home and they've told their friends in their neighborhood or in their summer program the exciting things that they've been doing. And so we have more and more kids coming each night. So we like that. Absolutely. The more the merrier. That's the name of the game. The more the merrier. And over the years you've had kids make decisions for eternity because of Bible school. So it's not just a bunch of fun and games, it is, but you're teaching the gospel, and the goal is to have these young people make a decision for eternity. So when they get tapped on the shoulder and the Lord calls them home, they know where they're going to live forever, because we're all going to live someplace forever. And you know that. And if you don't know that, we are going to live somewhere forever. It's real simple. And so that's the name of the game. And she is passionate about this. She's got a great staff working this up, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And so Trinity Baptist Church done a lot of good things. I know the upper basketball program was phenomenal. Can't thank them enough for what Michael and she and all the folks did. A lot of volunteers. That was incredible experience for the little person. So we're all about that as well. So everything's good. This is your hot button. If you're around her for very long, you'll find that she loves doing VBS, and of course loves working with the kids. You can see that's her title, children's director. But Vacation Bible School's got a special place in your heart, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. So it's a good time, and there's so much work that goes into it. Just everybody getting prepared, and so it's really neat too to see a whole church, a whole congregation, whether you are the person who is leading games to the person who is on the sidelines praying. That's not sidelines, that's essential. But we have some people who just physically maybe are unable to help during the week of VBS, but they are praying diligently. So it's really neat to see an entire congregation, too, praying for a large event, to already be praying for children and these families before they come in, and praying for our leaders and our group guides and our assembly leaders, and just praying and helping us to prepare our own hearts. So it's a really neat time of year.
Sure.
So I really enjoy it.
What I thought was cool, too, in closing, as I looked, and she has all these people. It's like, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. We got all these volunteers wanting to come in and help and roll up their sleeves. So it's cool stuff. Again, it's Trinity Baptist Church. Give me the dates again, and then how can folks out there get more information or go ahead and go online to register their child?
So our dates again are June 11th through the 15th. It's a Sunday through a Thursday. It's from 6:15 to 8:45, and you can go online to that's not our web address. www.trinity3e.org. That's where we are. So you can go on, you can click on there and get more information, or feel free to call us anytime. Our phone number is 753-4394. We're available to answer questions and take comments and suggestions anytime.
There you go. Awesome job. Thank you.
No problem.
We come back again, do it again soon?
Sure.
Name of the game is to promote it. It's good stuff. Vacation Bible School, very critical. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll switch from there to a road race. We're going to talk with Michael Bates real quick, and then my man's in the wings. He just showed up. Carmichael's in the house. I'm going to put him to the test. Did you bring quiz show? Good. All right, that's good. I don't want to go 0 for 5 today anyway. That's good. So we're going to talk hockey, NBA, NASCAR, Major League Baseball. Big Albert's moving up to... Is hockey? Is that what we're going to talk about? It's hockey. He is jacked up about the Predators, so we'll talk hockey. We'll take a quick break in. Thanks to, you see on the screen, awesome young lady, Brittany Carson, Children's Director, Trinity Baptist. We'll be right back on show number 526. They said it wouldn't work. We're on 526. We'll be right back. Brought to you by Grip Energy Drink.
At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
We're back with the Tom Douglas Sports Show. We're live at Champion Chevrolet. This is not Michael. Well, it is Michael. Michael's in blue, but the guy that we want to talk to here is the guy of the race right here. You see the red, black, and blue race for Ian Bates. Good morning. Is it still good morning? Good afternoon. We passed 12 o'clock. It's afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Good afternoon to you too. Good.
Yeah. How old are you?
9.
9 years old. And so Ian Bates, it's pretty cool to have a race named after you, wouldn't you think? I mean, not too many people get to have a race named after him. And so the red, black, and blue race for Ian is pretty cool. So tell us a little bit about Ian Bates, would you please? Tell us a little about yourself.
Well, I like to play games, I guess.
Play games? Cool. All right. And so your dad's kind of heading this race up. And tell us a little bit about why we're having this race for Ian, would you please?
Because we're raising money for hemophilia.
For hemophilia, okay. Now, for somebody out there on the other side of the camera going, what's hemophilia? What does that mean, sir?
It means when you don't really clot, basically.
Oh, your blood doesn't clot.
Yeah.
So if you cut your finger like on a paper right now, a paper cut or something, then it would be tough for it to clot up. It just keep bleeding. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're raising money for a cause to help research and development for that, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, are you going to run in the race? You
yes.
Going to you going to run? You do the fun run. Yeah, your dad's going to talk about this in a minute. So you're actually going to be out there, because I'm going to be out there too. What is the date?
June 17th.
June 17th. So, which is really cool. So Ian's going to be there. His dad's going to be there. Dad's kind of the director of the race, and so we're doing this so we can get more people to learn about what's going on with hemophilia. And that way get the word out, because it's not necessarily for Ian, but it's for folks to learn about what Ian's going through, right? That's what it's all about, yeah. So I think it's pretty cool. You know, not many guys will do what you're doing, because you've been on TV or been not on radio, but on Facebook before. You ever done this?
No, I've never been on the radio, but I have been on the news and stuff.
Yeah, been on the news. Yeah. Now, don't you do YouTube things? Don't you guys do?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Do.
Tell me about your YouTube stuff, because I've seen some of your YouTube stuff you've set and created. You're pretty good. Tell me about it.
Well, we basically play games all the time. That's basically everything we do in that channel besides his stuff.
So we can go on the YouTube and see you somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay. What is YouTube channel?
Israel Ian Bates.
Say it again.
Israel Ian Bates.
Israel Ian Bates. You're named after Israel. I love that. So that's cool stuff. God's chosen people. Israel Ian Bates. So neat stuff. So we're going to talk to your dad about this race, and it's called, you see on the screen, the red, black, and blue race for Israel Ian Bates. That's pretty cool. So Dad's going to talk about it. Give me some taters. He's going to sit down in that chair, and you're going to go play fidget spinners or try and keep Miss Brittany. Try and make her behave, would you please? Because she's back there, and she's kind of a rowdy. So, yeah. So, anyway, Michael's here with us. Cool stuff. There's a young man who's, again, not always easy to talk about, but he did it with a lot of grace and class. And so it's called, you can see it on the screen, the red, black, and blue race for Ian. Coming up, we're going to talk to Carmichael again, sports. He said it's hockey. What about Ezekiel Elliott and the Cowboys? Hockey. What about Albert Pujols? Hockey. I said, what about the Cavaliers? He said, hockey. We're going to talk hockey. Oh, the Warriors. There you go. That's his team, the Warriors. He's going to gloat because they eliminated my Spurs, and that's okay. It's all good. But we'll talk about that coming up in a minute. Also get an update. Tim will give us an update. Last time we checked, Elizabethton was winning over CAK in the state softball tournament. They were up 5-3 in the middle of the 7th inning. So unless it goes to extra innings, it's a 7-inning affair. Hopefully, the Elizabethton Lady Cyclones will win and stay alive in the AA softball tournament. DB still alive. Dobbins Bennett in the AAA state baseball tournament, as is Jefferson County. So both teams up here in Region 1 are still alive and kicking in the state baseball tournament in Murfreesboro. But, again, the red, black, and blue race for Ian coming up June 17th. Tell folks out there what it's all about and how we can get involved.
All right. Like you said, June 17th. There's 4 ways you can sign up. One is you can just go to runtricities.org and click on fill out your form. You'll print it off. You can mail it in. 2, there's a link. You can sign up online.
Elizabethton lost 6-5. Why did you come tell me that? Thank you. They did lose 6-5. Dadgummit. They just got eliminated. Okay, so Elizabethton's gone. But, when you get to the state tournament, Michael, all the AA schools in the state, you're down to the final 3 or 4. I guess it doesn't help when those girls are hurt and come back on that bus, but it really was an honor to get to that point,
It's a great feat.
Sure,
yes,
to get to that
yes,
point. So anyway, didn't mean to interrupt you, but
That's
Elizabethton
right.
just got the message. Elizabethton was up 5-3, and CAK rallied to beat the Lady Cyclones. So in the double elimination, that's their second loss, and so they're out and they're coming back home. But Ken Harden and the Lady Cyclones got to the big dance, and as Michael said, it was a great feat. So let me go back, and I didn't mean to interrupt you, but go ahead.
No, they can just
keep on keeping on.
runtricities.org. You can either just print out the form and mail it in to us. All the addresses are there. Or there's an active link there. You can sign up online. Or you can go to Ian's Facebook page. It's a Race for Ian. It's a community page, and there's a link also there. And there's also another link called raceentry.com. You can just sign up online. Or you can show up the day of the race and sign up. But you're not guaranteed a shirt. You're guaranteed, if you pre-register, a t-shirt. But we can't guarantee it if you show up the last minute.
Sure.
But, we try to do our best. We
Try to
usually
do
have
best
all the
everybody get a
shirts.
shirt. Exactly.
And it's a 5K. Of those who are signed for the 5K, it's $20. You can sign for the mile run, fun run. It's still $20. All proceeds, every bit of it, after you pay off the trophies and the t-shirts, everything goes to the Tennessee Hemophilia Bleeding Disorder Foundation, THBDF for short, and it's for education and research.
Right. Now, I want folks to know, again, we're talking to Michael Bates, as Ian's daddy. I want folks to know that this is not to pay his bills because that's covered. They take care of that themselves. This is to get the word out, to take money to put into the kitty, if you will, to generate more research and awareness about what's going on, because there may be somebody else out there that may be going through this and they don't know, or in the future some child may be born with this disease. So the whole thing is to get the word out there and let folks know.
We've talked to many people who are maybe having a child that has this affliction or this disorder, and so we just tell them where we were at that time, what helped, what not to worry about, what to be concerned about, and it's a family community thing, really. You think about it that way. But and real quick about the research, about 30 seconds, I can tell you this. They've done some research on factor 7. Now, Ian has a deficiency in factor 8, okay? There's all kinds of factors, but factor 7 has a bigger molecule to work with for the scientist, and they are working right now on human trials of trying to trick your body to making factor 7. And so, not through injections anymore. So if they can get that figured out, then they can take that molecule, all that research, and start working on factor 8. So they're doing a lot of progression on human trials on factor 7. Just like today, about an hour before I got here, I injected Ian to his port. He has a underskin port, and injected $2,000 worth of medicine in him. And so, I don't know how people survive without insurance or that. They wouldn't get this medicine that helps them have a fluent life, so to say. But so that's what this money goes for research and for help people to understand what's going on here and education and get the word out.
We're talking to Michael Bates. The race is normally in the fall, so he moved it to June to kind of stay away from some of the other races, which I think is a smart move. And so, if you could wave the magic wand, what kind of numbers would you like to have for this event? I mean, I know more the merrier, but realistically
We'd
speaking,
love to. We around. Well, we're stuck around 100, 110. We'd love to see 150, 200. Just slowly progress as it gets larger. It's our 10th year. So when 9 years is November, we just said, okay, let's move to June and see what we can have here. And we've got the signs are out. It's the message is out, and thank you for having us here. And so we'll just see how well it goes this year.
How can folks get more information? How can folks sign up and say we want to be a part of this?
And well, on those places, runtricities.org, you can go there, and or on Race for N on Facebook. There is our email address there, and there's ways to contact us, and they can just sign up if they want to volunteer. To actually do the race, it takes about 30 volunteers to course manage to make sure everybody goes the right way. And we, the Jonesboro Police and everybody's there, and they block the roads off for us where there's major traffic. And just volunteers is greatly appreciated also. And we give away, as you helped us last time, little giveaways. We'll have about 30 to 50 giveaways, and all you got to do is sign up. You don't even have to run. Really, we just want your money. and we just want to be, it's a fun event. We'll have some people there playing games with the kids. Sometimes we got some inflatables there for the children to play with while they're waiting around for the people to cross the finish line. People making balloons and doing some magic for people stuff. It's a big event. It's getting bigger.
RunTriCities.org. Again, Saturday, June the 17th. Starts at what time?
8 a.m. is the gun for the 5K. Then 8:05 will be the mile run starts. And late registration will start at 7 and packet pickup 7 a.m. in that morning.
Yep. I want to get him on every week between now and then because this is really cool. You met the young man that this is dedicated to and for and all about. Again, Israel, Ian Bates, the red, black, and blue race for Ian. Good stuff. So we'll get you back on. Again, go to runtricities.org and check it out. And so thank you for coming by and bringing Brittany. And these guys are doing great things down at the church house. We appreciate you very much. And we're going to be there Saturday to help broadcast. Or we are going to not help broadcast. We're going to do a live feed from the race. So I'm not going to run. No.
That's okay.
No, I'm going to come down there and win some of them prizes. That's what I'm about. Free things. I can win free things. That's good.
That's it.
But the bottom line is, again, what we're doing today is bring attention and awareness to what little Ian's going through, and that's the name of the game. You see it on the screen, the red, black, and blue race for Ian. Again, runtricities.org. Michael, thank you, my friend.
You're
awesome. Oh, he's an awesome guy. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're live at Champion Chevrolet. Right after this, the Tom Taylor Sports Show, brought to you by Grip Energy Drink.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447. If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad-spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
We're back live again at Champion Chevrolet, the Bristol Motor Mile, Johnson City. Thank you to Brittany Carson for coming by. Thank you to Michael Bates for coming by, and also Andy Dietrich. If you missed it, I put one of those little things on my nose and spun it a while ago. It's pretty cool. Did you see that?
No.
Okay. What's that little thing's called? The spinners? Not the Motown group. Brittany, what's the thing called that he's spinning a while ago? Yeah, I put the fidget spinner on my nose. You didn't see that?
No.
Oh, it was cool. She's got on her forehead. That's great. So
no, I have been in meetings where
thank you all.
On
Perfect. Thank
on the
you.
Park and Recreation bit. We're starting today planning, and I'll have more information in the weeks coming forward. But we're looking at having a big, and we come up with this Saturday in the Park Day coming in July. July is National Parks Month, and we've never really done a big event for National Parks Month. And we're looking at doing an event at several different facilities across town, Kiwanis Park, Carver Recreation Center, and Memorial Park Community Center, finishing off with like an outdoor movie that evening. Start early in the day, be several hours at each facility. Maybe at Kiwanis do some kickball games, maybe do some sand badminton, do some arts and crafts there. Do some things down at Carver with basketball, 3-point shooting, 3-on-3 competition, maybe a little disc golf at Carver because they've got 4 baskets out there now doing some disc golf, and then maybe doing a bus trip over to Jacobs Park, over off Sinking Creek, and then finish it up that night with a movie at Memorial Park. But we're in the planning stages to start that today. It looks like it will be July 15th, and we'll have more information about that in the weeks to come.
I want to play. That's cool.
And the idea, we thought, we were trying to think, well, we're busy because summer is such a busy season for us Parks and Rec, not only in athletics, but our programming with camps. And it just hit me. I'm sitting there, it's like, well, like Chicago said, Saturday in the Park. The song. And I said, and everybody's like, I said, Saturday in the Park. I said, treat it like the 4th of July.
There you go.
I said, everybody's playing, everybody's doing stuff. I said, the song, the words in the song, I said, it's a perfect thing to have it on a Saturday for families to come out and enjoy our parks.
How many parks, again, we're getting ready to get into some serious sports. By the way, take it and pull it down. I don't want to reach across there. Pull it down just a smidge, no, down towards your lip. Pull it down. There you go. There you go. A little bit closer to the mouthpiece. So how many total parks in the system?
With parks and fields, we're at like 26. Wow. If you count everything that I don't know how many thousands of acreages we've got, because we also take care of the golf course. The golf course is part of our system as well. But I mean, you look at Wing-Deer Park, we've got 5 softball fields, 3 soccer fields. We have all a disc golf course. We've got the lakefront there. All of our other parks and playgrounds and community centers across the city. I mean, it is a huge gathering, and we're just looking at celebrating the parks, getting people, because a lot of people don't know. You know, there's a lot of people in Johnson City, even though we've opened up Memorial Park in 2012, there's a lot of people that have no idea about what's going on at Memorial Park Community Center.
And I live here, and I bet you I would be embarrassed. Out of 26, I bet you I couldn't I need to learn more about the parks and recs here in Johnson City, because I couldn't begin. There's no way I can name 26. So you can go to the website,
www.myjcparks.org.
There you go. Learn all about it. Picking up a brand new guy. Let's talk about him real quick. Then let's get into some sports. And he's coming over from Elizabeth. And pretty exciting stuff.
Mike Mance, Mike is a great guy. I've done things with Mike because as Parks and Recreation, we're always getting information from different Parks and Rec about what do you do, how many games do you offer, maybe in your softball league, how much do you charge your teams. And Mike and I have Mike's been there 18 years as director of the Parks and Recreation in Elizabeth, and also was general manager of the Twins. He's coming into our organization as the assistant parks director, and it's a great hire. I mean, for us, he's bringing all these years of experience, and not really even on top of just the experience. He's a great guy, very personable,
yes,
easy to get along with.
Yes.
I like Mike. When we go to our state conferences each year at TRPA, always meet up with Mike and spend some time with him at those conferences and talk, not just talk about what you're doing at your place and what you're doing at my place, just talk with the guy. And he's a great guy, and he is a positive addition to the Johnson City Parks and Recreation.
In fact, I read the article in the Johnson City Press today that David McQueen, one of the staff members in Elizabeth, when Mike went in and told him, he said he cried. He said, we're just so close, and Mike's such a great guy. And he said Elizabethton's loss is Johnson City's gain. So, of course, he's very instrumental working with the Twins and Elizabethton, the Appalachian League team. So Mike Main's coming this way to Johnson City, and so that's the big personnel announcement, along with James Ellis being named the director a couple of weeks back of the Parks and Rec. We're here live again at Champion Chevrolet in the Bristol Motor Mile.
It's kind of like the Warriors. Now we had Mike Brown, who was a former head coach, and he's able to step in when Steve Kerr is out now with his illness and with his back and neck injury, able to step in, and you've got an experienced person coming into your organization.
Could not wait to come in here and talk about the Warriors beating my Spurs, put the sweep on them. So now let me ask you this: would have been to make a difference. I was going to ask you if any difference if Leonard and Parker had been there, but hey, the Warriors got all the horses in the barn. Doesn't really matter. I'm gracious in defeat. We got beat. Well, maybe next year we get them, play them, we'll beat them next year. But hey, better team won in the series. They're waiting tonight between the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Foregone conclusion: Cavs going to win this series.
They're going to win this series, and I think had Leonard and Parker played, it would have been a much different. The outcome may have still been the same, but it would have been much more closer. And it probably, I looked at a 6 or 7 game series because both teams were fairly equal during the season, and I just thought, you just don't, Leonard especially, because not only is he a scorer, not only does he give you the offense, but he's probably the best defensive player in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
He can guard anybody on the court, and he could have helped a lot with that. They were up 25 points and goes out of the game.
Well, he's one of the top 5 candidates that have been batted around all year long to be the MVP of the NBA. Now, whether it is or not remains to be seen. But again, Spurs are gone fair and square. Golden State beat them. So tonight, Celtics in Boston against the Cavaliers. Cavaliers going to try and end it. They're up 3-1. Does that happen tonight in Beantown?
Yes.
Okay.
I think LeBron doesn't get into foul trouble tonight, and I think it's like, I'm tired of this. Let's get this series over with and get ready to play the Warriors next Thursday.
Starts next Thursday,
yes.
Game 1 of the NBA Finals. So if they win tonight, the Celtics will come back Saturday night in Cleveland, and then if they have to go to Game 7, it'll be Monday night in Boston. Then it starts, as David said, on Thursday, the NBA Finals. But I'm like you. I think tonight they'll put the hammer on them, and so even if it ends tonight, they're still going to wait till next Thursday.
Next Thursday, it's been said it'll be in Oakland, 9 o'clock next Thursday night.
There you go. Hockey, let's talk about tonight. The
yes.
Penguins, the defending Stanley Cup champions tonight, they forced a Game 7, and so they skate tonight in Pittsburgh. The Penguins and the Senators. Pens or the Senators? Who do you think?
I read an interesting stat this morning. The Senators are 0-5 in all-time Game 7s. The Penguins are 0-7 in Game 7s when they have lost Game 6, which they lost. Something has to give tonight. I just think Pittsburgh, you've got the greatest player in hockey in Sidney Crosby.
Mm-hmm.
You've got another Hall of Famer in Genny Malkin. You've got a guy who, if his career keeps trajecting upward like it is, and Phil Kessel, who maybe could be in the Hall of Fame one day. I just think they're too much for Ottawa.
45 shots on goal the other night. The Penguins had 22 in the second period. So the goalie, I believe his name is Anderson for Ottawa, did a heck of a job. Yes. And so, you know, you get 45. So I'm not a hockey guy. So what's that mean? If you get 45 shots on goal, so
that means you only give up one. It is when you can play like that. Now, a lot of times your defense isn't playing well because they're letting that many shots in on you. But it's your goalie that's playing just outstanding. I mean, it was the same thing Monday night in Nashville's win. I mean, Pecorini gave up, I think it was in the 40s in shots. I know with 5-6 minutes left, Anaheim was at 39, and then they got several shots in the last few minutes trying to get goals. And Nashville scored 6 goals Monday night on 18 shots. Sometimes it doesn't matter how many shots you get; it just matters if it goes in or not.
We're talking to Carmichael. We're live again at Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Highway Motor Mile. Over 100 used cars in stock. Andy said we're not partial to any of them. Let's move them out of here. And so if you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle ready to go, I got one here. I'm telling you, I love my Moschino I bought here from Champion Chevrolet. And so there's the old, I love that, the old key ring. You remember back in the day, Bonanza, where they had that,
dun, 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 dun,
had the Chevrolet
yeah.
that burn on as the show started? Brought to you by Chevrolet. Yeah.
See the USA in the Chevrolet?
That's it. Carmichael's so good. See the USA in the Chevrolet. There's the little key ring that you can get. On the back of it says championjc.com and the phone number 282. That's not very good. 282-2121 is the number to call. And so we're here at Champion Chevrolet. Let me run down a couple of these and we're going to jump in and talk probably talk a little baseball here in a minute. He's got a 2007 Lexus IS250 on the lot. Chevrolet 2014 Chevrolet Malibu LS, a Honda Pilot, a Nissan Altima, a Buick Regal, a Ford Taurus, a Toyota Tacoma, Cadillac SRX Performance 2012. He's got a 16 Honda Accord. He's got a 2014 Subaru Outback. He's got a 2015 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 LTZ Crew 4-wheel drive. All these, again, pre-owned vehicles ready to go. And again, as I told you when I bought mine here, they put it through detail. You could have eaten off the floorboards. It's that clean. And they really, it's almost like getting down with a toothbrush. They covered every inch of your vehicles. You drive it off the lot, even though it's pre-owned, you would think it's brand new, the way they've detailed it and got it ready to go. So Champion Chevrolet, check them out on the web again, championjc.com. That's how I found mine. All the cars are, let's see, I was going to ask Andy, but I know, hey, Cletus, when the lady takes the pictures, how many pictures do you get of a used vehicle? How many different pictures? 16?
Depends on the car. We try to get at least that.
Yeah, at least 6. Yeah. So at least 16 different pictures of a used vehicle. So when you go on championjc.com, you click on the car you're looking for or looking at, you're going to get about 16 different pictures from every conceivable angle. Even the young lady does the pictures. She'll even do the glove box and the console. So you get a total picture of the vehicle you're looking at before you even come on the lot to take a look at it. And you can do that at 2 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So, again, championjc.com, and you can do your shopping right there. And as Andy has told us many times, more and more folks do it that way, and then they call and get the ball rolling after they spotted what they want on the internet. So, and it's changed and updated every day here at Champion Chevrolet. So that's where we is. Big Albert Pujols 597 in the home run last night, and so Big Albert is now chasing Sammy Sosa at 609, Jim Thome at 612. So this guy's got a chance to just continue to ratchet on up the all-time home run list.
Probably the greatest right-handed hitter we've seen since in the last 25-30 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anybody that has combined the power and average that Pujols has. If he hadn't gone through those injuries there he's been racked the last 2 or 3 years with injuries. And if he hadn't have done that, he would be probably pushing close to 700 home runs. And he's just a hitting machine. And now he's going to be in Anaheim for a while. He signed that long 10-year deal with them. And I think he's going to continue, as long as he feels like he's going to continue to play.
Good chance, the story goes, he can pass both Sosa and Thome to get in like 7th all-time home run list. Up next will be Ken Griffey Jr. at 630. So Pujols at 597. He's 8 away from Sosa, and that would tell you he's 15 away. Is that right? 15 away from Jim Thome, so certainly doable. I can't remember how old he is, but he's probably got 4 or 5 more years left in the tank.
He's probably got that. I think he's 35. It seems like he signed that deal when he was 32, and and I think that was 3 years ago. So, so I'm thinking he's 35, 36. He's probably got at least 6 or 7 more years on that deal in California. Anaheim.
Yeah.
I want to call them the Anaheim Angels of Los Angeles, or the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, or whatever.
Well, they used to be the California Angels.
They used to be the California.
So you were right when you said that.
They've been everything. They've been everything.
Daniel Norris last night goes into Houston. Here's his numbers. He faced 26 batters. He threw 98 pitches. 60 out of the 98 were for strikes. He went 6 1/3. That's deep into a ball game for a starter. Scattered 4 hits, allowed 2 runs, 1 of those earned, walked 2, struck out 5. The guy that relieved him got the win, but Norris got him into the 6th inning. They win the game 6-3 over Houston, and that was a huge, I thought, hottest team in baseball. That was a huge confidence boost, I would think, for Daniel Norris.
Much better outing last night than last Friday night when he was in Texas, where they kind of lit him up down there. So and Houston's one of the best clubs in baseball, definitely one of the best hitting clubs in baseball.
John Farrell, the Boston Red Sox management, says he's okay for now, but the Red Sox are not where they need to be, where they want to be. Our guy yesterday, Greg Salyer, says Farrell is definitely in the hot seat. So is Terry Collins in New York with the Mets. So any other managers you think may be in trouble?
I think those two. Farrell, they were calling for Ken Rosenthal said over the weekend that he would be lucky to survive the week. So that's, they have underwhelmed. Part of it's been injury, but they have underwhelmed so far and the Yankees are taking the East by storm. So that's not only are you playing bad, but your bitter rivals are winning.
But I mean, you look at it again. We're talking to Carmichael. Red Sox are 3 over, 24-21 is the record. They're only 3.5 out, but they're not where they want to be, and they want to be on the top. But the Yankees and then Baltimore are having heck of a years ahead of them. So Farrell could, everybody else says he's in trouble. Management says no. Terry Collins, the Mets, they had a very, very tough defeat last night. Padres beat them in New York. They're 19-25, 8.5 out. He may be on the hot seat. What about Ned Yost? Here's a guy with the Kansas City Royals. These guys were in the World Series not too long ago. They're now 19-27. They're 7.5 out already. Is he in trouble?
I don't think he is now, but I think at the end of the year, I wouldn't be surprised because the Royals have a lot of free agents to be. Eric Hosmer, McCuke, the third baseman that plays for him, a couple of other free agents coming up at the end of the year, and a lot will depend on, do they want to come with a completely new clean sweep. They could be players at the trade deadline. Kansas City could shipping some players out of there, trying to get some young players back for those free agents to be.
Talking to Carmichael again, the 3 best teams in baseball right now, just of course record or just in general performance, would be who?
I think the Yankees. I mean, the Yankees have been up there all year long. Have been performed. Baltimore has also done well this year, and it's really hard. The Dodgers,
Houston,
yeah. I mean, the Reds have hung around a lot longer than I thought they were going to hang around.
But they're starting to slide.
Yeah, and the Cubs have got to start getting better, and I think they will. I think that's the one of any of the teams that have been just kind of like in the middle. I think the Cubs are the one that could take off and really have a summer where they maybe win 70 out of 100 games.
What's your take on the Nationals? We've kind of talked all around the Nationals. Here they are again in the top of the East with a 7.5 game lead over Atlanta. They're 28-17, 11 over. Second or third best team in baseball.
If the Nationals get the pitching, as long as they continue to pitch well, Strasburger with Rourke with and I went blank, the other right-hander that they've got, Scherzer. So if if they can get an answer at the bullpen, and as long as Dusty doesn't get in the way. Dusty is a great guy.
Yep.
He's a personable guy, great guy. Players love to play for him, but as far as a strategist, sometimes his batting orders, you just Really?
Scratch your head.
Yeah. I mean, now he did some stuff in Cincinnati, like he hit Zach Cozart second for a long time, and back when he did it, Zach Cozart couldn't throw it up and hit it, but now Zach Cozart's been one of the hottest hitters in baseball this year.
Don Carmichael, again, we love having this guy over here. He has, and let me say this to pay him a very, very good compliment. This guy has no clue what I'm going to talk about. I'm getting ready to talk about the Cowboys. He just sits down. We're going to talk about hockey, obviously, and the Predators here in a minute. But other than that, it's basically a smorgasbord of sports. He never really knows, and so that's how good he is and how well-versed, prepared he is, and that's why I just love having him on the show. He's one of the great contributors of this show every week. NFL teams having the first session of OTAs, organized team activities, underway this week. The Cowboys, which is his team, Ezekiel Elliott is not going to be there. He will not be there. He was a passenger in a car accident this weekend, so they're going to hold him out. This guy's had an interesting off season for Ezekiel Elliott. What's your take on him? You know, Dak Prescott's back. Des Bryant's going to be back. Linebacker Jalen Smith's even back working. Of course, Witten's going to be there, obviously, for the OTAs. But again, Ezekiel Elliott is not there. What's your take on that?
I don't think much of it. I mean, it's just he was in an accident. Thank goodness he wasn't seriously injured. But this OTA is not important. Smith, it is important to see him out on the field. That is if he can get out on the field and make it through these OTAs, that's a good sign, because after the injury, the horrific injury he suffered as his last year at Notre Dame and coming into play, I just think this is a great thing for them. But all this cloud with Ezekiel Elliott has got to be taken care of before they get into the season.
I agree.
I mean, this sexual assault charge or allegation that's been against him ever since last year that ESPN brought up. It's like, let's get this over with. Let's get it done. If you're going to do it, suspend him, play him, whatever, but get it over with and finish it.
Yeah.
Yes.
NFL owners have decided to trim overtime from 15 minutes down to 10 minutes. Roger Goodell said, by his own admission, there's going to be more ties in the National Football League. So I got a problem with that. If I plunk down big bucks to go watch, if I drive from here to Nashville to watch the Titans, a lot of people do, or they drive 3 hours from here to Charlotte to watch Carolina, and a lot of people do. I plunk down a lot of money to go there. I don't want to go watch a tie. I want somebody to come out of there with a win, so I don't want to go watch a tie. But Goodell said we're going to, as I said, minimize or trim back the overtime period from 15 down to 10 minutes. I don't want that, but what do you think?
I think it's good in this sense. It's going to force teams to get going instead of waiting around, because you see some overtime games. Well, it's kind of, I guess I use the term lollygag around. I mean, now you've only got 10 minutes. Okay, you want to win. You better start pushing. And now you get, say, a minute to go in overtime. Now you have to make a decision.
Okay.
Do you take the tie or do you go for the win? And if you're in a situation where you need a win late in the season, a tie doesn't help you. It's going to force you in different game situations and game management. So I like it. I really, in the NFL, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with ties.
See, if you watch the Godfather movies, Vito Corleone says, "I'm a reasonable man. Okay, I agree with David." So see,
I mean, and it's
you shifted me. You got me. Okay,
and it's fine.
I can deal
because
with that.
I've seen some overtime games, especially last year, where a team really gets possession at the overtime and they run 8-9 minutes off the clock. They're able to run 8 or 9 minutes off the clock, kick a field goal, and the other team then, I know in the Pittsburgh, I can remember it vividly in the Pittsburgh-Cleveland game toward the end of the year when Pittsburgh sat all their starters and they got to overtime, or Cleveland took them to overtime. Pittsburgh ran the clock all the way down to run about 10 minutes off the clock, kicked a field goal, and then turned Cleveland over on their next possession, won the game.
We're talking to Carmichael for a few more minutes. Steve McCauley's here. He's going to join us from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. The Predators. Let's talk about them. They're waiting in the wings for the Penguins or the Senators. And when does that start?
That starts Monday night in Pittsburgh or Ottawa. They go to the East for Monday night, Wednesday night. They come back to Nashville, Game 3 on Saturday, Game 4 in Nashville on Monday. Game 5, if necessary, would be back in the East on 2 weeks from tonight on Thursday. Game 6 would be in Nashville on Sunday the 11th, and Game 7 would be on the Wednesday night following that.
Can they do it?
They can do it.
Yeah.
They've got the goalie. They've got Pecorini is playing as well as he's probably ever played in his career. and I thought that's been what they didn't get the last two postseasons. Pekka didn't play like Pekka could, but he is playing like that. I mean, playing like that all-star and top 5 goalie in the league that he is. As long as Pekka keeps playing that well, they've got a chance and can win this. They've used 18 forwards. They've set a record in the playoffs. They've used in the 16 games they've played so far in the playoffs. They've used 18 forwards. That's a lot of players. Normally, you play a game. Normally in a hockey game, you'll play a game with 11, or you'll play with 11 or 12 forwards, because you run 4 lines out there with three forwards on the line.
Mm-hmm.
They've had so many injuries. They've had guys that they've called up from Milwaukee that maybe played 8-9 games during the regular season, didn't even play in the playoffs, and they come in and play and do well. They have guys that come basically out of nowhere, like Colton Sissons. As I told my wife the other night, and even put it on Facebook. They made a trade 3 years ago when they weren't going to be in the playoffs. They made a trade. Martin Erat was one of their longtime popular players, was a good scorer. Washington was looking for goal scoring, making the playoff run. Washington acquired Martin Erat for Philippe Forsberg. Forsberg has been one of their stars this year with over 30 goals. I mean, it was people in Washington fans were livid because he was in the minors at the time, and they traded a prospect for a proven quality. Erat didn't do anything in Washington. Forsberg scored 30-plus goals in Nashville. Erat was one of my favorite players in Nashville. He wore number 10. Monday night, Colton Sissons is wearing number 10. He scores 3 goals, scores a hat trick in the game to get him to the biggest game in the history of the franchise. Number 10 does it again. I said, it's magic. I said, this is something that you can't. This is magic. I said, you can't script it. A player wearing the number of one of the beloved players in the history of the franchise helps you win this game. Looks like Mike Fisher, the captain, will be back for Game 1.
Mr. Carrie Underwood.
He was a participant this morning in Predators practice this morning at the Sportsplex down in Nashville. And but they lose Johansson with the thigh injury for the rest of the season. It's a big loss. But it's like Pierre Laviolette says, next man up.
Next man up.
And so, and it's looking forward to this more than probably any sporting event than I can remember. I'm a Cowboys fan, a Warriors fan, a Reds fan. Root for Florida State, UCLA, Florida State in football, UCLA in basketball. But I don't think I've ever been as excited over as much as the Predators, because I've been with them since day one and been going to games down in Nashville every year since 2000.
Are you going to Stanley Cup?
I'm going to this, no matter, even if there's going to be very limited tickets for the Stanley Cup final. Most of the season ticket holders are going to have the tickets. I'm going to try to, when the tickets go on sale, I think in the morning, I'm going to try to get a ticket if it's in my I know what in my mind what my price range is. But if it's not, I'm taking my jersey. I'm going to be down on the plaza outside Bridgestone Arena. They'll show the game on the big screen outside, and I'm going to be out there right with all the Predator fans cheering them on.
There you go. When we get whatever day you're down there, we may get you to call into a bird's eye view, just kind of capture we did this opening day for the Reds up in Cincinnati. Had a guy down there in the parade called me, and we may get you to do a little
Game 4. I'll be there for Game 4.
Yeah. You'll be here next Thursday, right?
I'll be here next Thursday.
All right. Give me some taters. This guy's awesome. I'm telling you, he's a dear friend. Plus, he's a great contributor to this show, and I really appreciate the knowledge he brings to the table. My man Carmichael, Johnson City Parks and Rec. Quick break. We'll be right back, and Mr. McCauley joins us next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, live from Champion Chevrolet, brought to you by Grip Energy Drink.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at FCA.org.
American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says They have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Back with the Tom Miller Sports Show. We are live. He is here. We're here. And we thank Andy Dietrich's going to come back and wrap the show up in a few minutes. But we're joined by our buddy from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Steve McCauley. Just came to a big golf tournament, and it was a booming success. Tell me about it.
Oh, I'll tell you, talk about answered prayer. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about the golf. But no, I don't. I mean, the Lord could help me with it, but I'm not a golfer. But we have two tournaments a year, and this year we've just been worried, obviously, about the weather because if you're local here, or even if you're not, it's a big area of rain coming up, getting pumped up, and storms. And we've been praying so hard, our board and our volunteers there. We even had a prayer meeting Sunday evening at the golf tournament. We were out there setting up banners and stuff for Monday's golf tournament, and it's pouring rain. And we're like, please, Lord, if I remember one of the retired coaches who's on our board, Fred Sorrells, you know that name. He was at Greenville High School for years, and he said, I loved his prayer because it was so from the heart. He said, Lord, if you want to, you can have it be good tomorrow. I mean, it's like reminds me of that verse in Matthew where the guy with the leprosy says, Lord, if you want to heal me, and Jesus said, I want to, and so. The Lord wanted to give us good weather Monday, so we got it. So right between, it poured rain Sunday up till like 7 o'clock Monday morning. It was pouring rain, and then it started again Monday night, and we had 12 hours there to have a nice great round of golf. We raised money for FCA for the ministry. We got a lot of door prizes given out and stuff, so it was a blessing. And so I've been making thank you calls. Thank the Lord, but I've been making thank you calls to all the donors, and it's just been great. So, and thank you for your support of getting the word out. And the next one is in September.
Yep.
And it's going to be on September 11th, which is really fitting because we're going to have a moment of silence and any veterans, and just honor the fallen from that terrible day.
What does that fall on?
It falls on a Monday.
On a Monday.
Yep, it's on a Monday. Well,
We need
our
to come out
golf
and do
tournaments are always on a Monday because typically the golf courses close on Monday for maintenance or whatever, and so they can take a smaller group. They don't have traffic all day. They've got like a 4-hour event, and it's more controlled. I mean, they have different rules, 90-degree rule and all that with the carts. But so September 11th at the Johnson City Country Club, and that's only a few months away. I mean, we talk about things. It's crazy, like it'll be here before we know it. So if anyone within the sound of my voice or sees us, here or listens to us later, if want to get involved in a golf tournament in Johnson City, please, they can contact me through you, or they can go to fcatricities.org, and all our contact info is on there.
We're talking to our buddy Steve McCauley from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. We're live here at Champion Chevrolet, and so as we told you earlier, unfortunately, Elizabethton's ladies softball team lost this afternoon to CAKs. They're out of the tournament. Lost 6-5. They're up 5-3 in the 7th inning, but Tim said they pushed across a couple of runs there, and so Tim Covenaver is keeping the scoreboard for me, but Elizabethton loses, but again, nothing to be ashamed of. The soccer team in Science Hill got beat last night. They're done with David Strickland. They're coming back home. However, Greenville's boys soccer team playing for the state championship tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 against Page High School. Dobbins Bennett plays baseball at 3 o'clock this afternoon. They came out of the losers bracket and eliminated, Munford and Beach yesterday. And so I want to make sure I said that right. I know they eliminated Munford, and let's see, I want to double check here. Don't want to misquote myself. No, I can't on my glasses. I can't see what I'm doing. They eliminated Blackman. I'm sorry. Eliminated Blackman and Munford. So they will play today at 3 o'clock. They will take on Brentwood. And Jefferson County still playing. They're playing. They haven't lost yet. They're in the winners bracket. So pretty interesting to have two Region 1 teams still alive in the state baseball tournament.
Wow.
That being Dobbins Bennett and Jeff County. And then, as we said earlier in the show, he'll be on the show tomorrow. Reedy Toney, the tennis coach at Tennessee High, 4th straight boys state tennis title yesterday. They beat Ravenwood 4-1. So
Wow.
Reedy bringing back the 4th straight. Some never win any. 4 in a row. This guy's got a dynasty going at Tennessee High, the boys tennis team. So still got some folks there making some noise. So Greenville's still in soccer, playing with the state championship tomorrow. Dobbins Bennett still playing baseball. Jeff County still playing baseball. And softball is all eliminated from up here. So that's who is still standing, again, in Middle Tennessee. We're talking to Steve McCauley, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Monthly magazine comes out, or a periodical. You gave me a copy of it not so long ago. It had a golfer on the front of it. Can't remember the guy's name, but I can see him, Joe somebody, but I can't remember his last name. But anyway, tell me about the magazine that folks can get a copy of, and how FCA really reaches out to the local student athlete.
Yeah, they can go to fca.org. That's our national website, or they can go to FCA Magazine. They've got their own website, and it's a publication that's published by FCA. It's a bi-monthly magazine, and it's great. I mean, it's got different college different coaches and college athletes and pro athletes and high school athletes and coaches give their testimonies and different stories in there, and they can get involved by simply contacting me. FCA's been around since 1954, and our tagline, obviously Fellowship of Christian Athletes, where Christians important, athletes are important, and having fellowship together, and that includes the church. We do not want to pull kids away from church and say, "Oh, this huddle time's your church." We don't do that. We get accused of doing that by some churches, but we don't do that. We tell them to get involved in their church. We may be a substitute for their church once or twice while they're out on the baseball field on a Sunday or a Wednesday night or something. But we come in, we inject Christ into sports as best we can, and our tagline is impacting the world for Christ through the influence of athletes. Remember things they said and how they influenced their life. Or you can remember star athletes. If you weren't an athlete, or like me, I was a wannabe athlete. I mean, I did pretty well in different sports, but I was never high echelon or elite. But I remember athletes that I looked up to in high school and even middle school, and definitely college. You look up to them, and it's amazing the influence that they have on your life. And so athletes and coaches have influence, and influence it's not neutral. It's either positive or negative. And so we tap into that positive influence that a Christian athlete and a Christian coach can have on a young mind, a young heart, and a young person, and we tap into that to carry them along so that they have a good foundation to grow on for the future. And that's what FCA is all about. Been going strong over 60 years. We have huddles. We're starting a new adult huddle for the summer at Elizabethton High School, Monday nights. You're welcome to come. It's going to be Chris Hambrick. Coach Chris Hambrick is hosting it. It's going to be at the high school. It's open to anybody in the community, adult. We're going to come together, and we're just going to have kind of a Bible study on Monday nights, 6 o'clock. And he'll have dinner. He'll have food there.
Ooh, I like that. We're talking to Steve McCauley. Let me run down the scoreboard for you real quick. In the major leagues, a lot of getaway games today, getting away to the next town. And so in the 6th inning, Washington leading the Mariners 2-0. Pirates over the Braves in the top of the 7th. Bartolo Colon started the game. He got chased pretty quick. Pirates leading the Braves 7-0 in the top of the 7th. Rockies and Phillies are scoreless in the 3rd. You got the Angels and the Devil Rays. It's Tampa Bay 2-0 in the 2nd. And Kansas City and New York got postponed due to weather. Coming up a little bit later on this afternoon, the Giants and the Cubbies will hook up again. The Cubs only 24-21. The Giants 20-28 on the season. And so that's the day games up to the moment in Major League Baseball. Again, Elizabethton losing in softball earlier this afternoon, 6-5. They've been eliminated. Dobbinsville plays at 3 o'clock against who did I tell you they're playing against? They're playing against Brentwood at 3 o'clock. Jefferson County playing against Stewart's Creek at 3 o'clock. Still alive in the AAA State Baseball Tournament in Murfreesboro. State Soccer Championship tomorrow, 2:30. Greenville takes on Page High School for the State Soccer Championship. And by the way, Greenville's the defending state champion in single A, double A boys soccer from a year ago. So those kids can play soccer obviously down in Greenville, and that's a great testament to the Greenville area producing some very good soccer players in that school. We're talking to Steve McCauley again, so we got a couple minutes left, and Andy's going to come back and wrap this thing up. Hit me real quick. You got this is the 2-minute drill. Tell me about camps. FCA camps this summer.
I'm glad you remembered that. That's one of our C's. That's awesome. Yeah, we are having one of our flagship camps is going to be closer this year. It's they moved it from Lee University to Johnson University, right outside Knoxville there, and we're going to have it's called Competitors Camp. And what it is, it's a week-long camp. It's actually like 4.5 days, but we call it a week-long camp, and it's June 26th through 29, and it's at Johnson University, and it's a high school and middle school camp. They're not combined; they're just at the same camp. They're two separate camps for middle schoolers and for high schoolers. And it's a leadership camp that we teach them leadership responsibilities and ideas, how to run a huddle at their school. They also have an awesome time of competition and fun, and we have huddle times. We have awesome food, worship, teaching, and just pour into these kids for 4.5 days. And we have a great number of students that have opportunity to go to that. So if you're within a half-day drive or whatever of Johnson University in Knoxville, and you want to go, it's relatively inexpensive. I think it's about $250 to go to camp, and that's meals and everything. And they stay in the dorms and everything there. And if people need assistance with that, we do have some scholarship assistance, and we get donations from businesses and individuals that help with that. So people can go to fcatricities.org, and they can email me, they can call me, they can text me, and we will help them. And there's also a camp promo video right on that website, which is really cool to see.
Here's the beauty of this. Every time we have Steve on, he likes us and shares us, and it goes all over the place. We get all kinds of immediate feedback. He has a tremendous Facebook fan base, or Facebook page base, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what I'm talking about. So anyway, share it and like it, he does, and we appreciate that very much. So FCATricities.org.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go.
Thank you.
We'll get him back in here again real soon because it's camp season. And, we were talking the other day, Dave Angie and I, yesterday at Chick-fil-A. It's kind of a slow time now because everything's wound down for school and, of course, the graduations and, all the ball teams are wrapping up with the exception of the ones we talked about. But you blink your eyes, you'll be ready for fall sports and football practice right around the corner. And they're starting it earlier every year. And so it's kind of the calm before the storm. So same with him when they get back in schools, they crank back up big time with FCA, and we want to help continue to promote that and then everything else he's doing because he's a good guy. He's one of the good guys.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate
you. All right.
There you go. Steve McCauley, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Quick break. We'll come right back and we'll wrap it up with my man Andy Dietrich from Champion Chevrolet here on show number 526. They said it wouldn't work. We're going strong. We're hammering it.
Yeah.
On the Tom Douglas Sports Show, brought to you by Grip Energy Drink.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here, with the ratio, goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
He just simplified that. He just said the fidget spinners are ball bearings.
Yeah.
Why don't we think of fidget spinners?
Well, I just saw how you can make your own fidget spinner.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like you take like a bicycle chain, and then you get a ball bearing. You wrap wire ties through it and pull it around the ball bearing, around the bearing, and then put a bolt and a screw up through it and tighten both ends, and you can spin it homemade.
Make me one, would you?
I may just set up a little stand down here on the road.
Make them all you want.
Just, I can see little signs as Andy's Fidgets.
Yeah, Andy's
I like
Fidgets.
It. Don't even say spinners, just
Gadgets
Andy's
and Fidgets.
Gadgets. Sure. Kind of like Beanie Babies.
Well, I went to school today. Their end of the last day deal at school, and there was a couple parents in there that had them.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, is that your kids right there? And
Yeah.
they're like, no, that's mine.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
2 words. Grow up. There you go. So.
Dogs and bags.
In a restaurant.
And they have a letter. It's a service animal. It's a service animal for anxiety. And he says they have to let them in. They have to have them in. If they're in a container, they have to leave them. And so she has this one lady comes in with
Service dog.
like a chihuahua in a purse, and it just sticks its head out. It just sits
So you're not making this up. You're being
No, I'm
serious.
serious. In fact, I'll find out when I'll have him. We'll go. It's at Primo.
Isn't there a health safety issue bringing pets into a restaurant?
Well, I went down to White Duck Taco the other night, and and there's, I mean, outside people can have dogs outside when you eat there outside.
Well, yeah, but that's a little bit different taking them inside the restaurant.
I know, that's outside, but there's
so
there's 5
this lady's
dogs
bringing
on
a
that
dog
patio.
inside the restaurant in her bag.
Yeah.
I thought there was a health safety, but anyway.
Well, I'm sure the health department's going to go down there now and shut them down.
Yeah, way to go, Steve. Call
So-
them out. Let's go. So you'll make me a fidget spinner, a homemade fidget spinner?
I'm gonna work on it
With a bicycle chain and ball bearings. How does that work?
I don't know. We're on the radio.
Look at the...
Yeah, we're live.
Jennifer's
Bristol
in the
Motor
house.
Speedway's here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Miss Bristol Motor Speedway.
Hey, this lady, let me sing about this lady. Pre-race, when it's chaos, she's walking around with her clipboard and her phone, and everything's calm because she handles the flyovers. They come over the right time. She's radioing. Am I right? You're radioing the people. So I mean,
Slow down.
Yeah.
He's not done singing yet. Stop.
Go another lap. He's still singing. The parachute guy's slow. Look here, they're calling right now. So, anyway, Jennifer.
Caller, we've got you on right now.
Yeah. So anyway, this lady does a phenomenal job. When pre-race, all the patriotism and everything going on, this lady does it right here. Never gets enough credit. So everybody gets the credit up there, but she's down to the trenches flying around. She gets it done. So
It's always done right.
Oh yeah, it's class. She's class act. You do a super job. Yep.
Rubbing
Been up
Tracy.
there. Been up there. What, 15, 16 years? Unflappable. And the people come up going, "Do you have the set? Do you have the check? And you have this?" She's like, "It's right here. Right here. Everything."
Well,
here's the
I'll
plaque."
say this about the employees down there: they have some of the best group of employees I've ever been around, other than champions. Anybody you deal with down there is extremely professional, and they're very well liked, and they're fun to be around, and they are very passionate about working there, and they care about their job, and they care about their fellow employees, and they always do what's right.
Yeah. And they do it first class, so they don't do it.
And they also volunteer their time, even when they're not working, to help with Speedway Children's Charities and other nonprofits in the communities. They don't get paid to do that.
And every race, I go up and thank Jerry. I think he thinks I'm being cheesy. I say, "Look, it's an honor for me to be up here." I mean, no West Virginia hillbilly. Who'd have thunk I'd be up here doing the track
You
announcing?
are a hillbilly, but
Thank you. Country's cornbread, but it's an honor for me to be up here because they do everything first class. And this is what makes me mad. You want me to get me jacked up? Everybody puts down Bristol Motor Speedway because it's raining and it's raining. How do we control the rain? We can't control the rain. But
she doesn't control that?
No. She controls everything else. But see, right now, am I lying? Right now, you're already working on August. And in some cases, you're working on April for next year already.
Working on football games.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And maybe some concerts.
Concerts,
plural.
You're not supposed to put her on the spot.
Plural.
Leave her alone.
She's not. The camera's not looking at her.
That's true.
It's okay.
They only
You
know
could be
there's somebody
talking
over
to a
there.
wall and not
That's
really know
it.
she's
It's an
there,
imaginary
yeah.
person. There's not
Yeah.
really Jennifer there.
There's
It's
no,
just,
she's not
no,
there.
We're but
just
they really
talking
do.
nice about.
Yeah, but they really do a great job. And so this lady, I don't think she ever gets the credit she deserves because when you're done a pre-race, you have all these presentations, awards, and check presentations, and everybody wants to have their day in the sun. They're 15 seconds on stage, and it's just total chaos. And this lady's like, okay, where's the check? Where's the plaque? Where's the person? Unflappable. So, and that's not easy to do because you're down there and you're crunched up against TV time. You got to get everything in a certain amount of time. The TV takes over. So this lady, and you're looking at the sky going, is it going to rain? And she's awesome.
You are the voice of Bristol Motor Speedway. The voice.
Do not put me on the spot. Let's talk
The
Let's
voice.
talk about her or you. Leave me
The
alone.
voice.
Leave me alone. All right. But I do. It's an honor to work up there. They are class people. Yeah.
Hopefully, you're going to be the voice for Dale Jr.'s last ride up there, aren't you?
If they want me to be, I'll do what they want me to do. So, my thing is my personal hot button when she has me do the patriotic. What year was it? We had the people come down out of the stands, and they didn't. And the people, she brought their families. And this is really cool. Well, I had to get her on the camera, and let her tell about this. But we brought all the family down into the middle of the infield to watch the video. And while they're watching the video, you can hear. I'll never forget. You can hear the boots coming down the aluminum steps, and it's getting goosebumps. And so what happened? They came in from 14 soldiers from Afghanistan and Iraq came in early. Family didn't know it. So the family's been instructed to watch the video up here, and so as they're coming down the steps, down in their army or whatever service they're in their uniforms, you start hearing people clapping because they can see, and the family's not paying any attention. Then they turn around and look up, and it's like, here comes their family member they haven't seen for months coming down through the stands of Bristol. there wasn't a dry in the house. I mean, it was awesome. It's because of this one right here, and great idea. So that's what I like. And they always salute right at the start-finish line. They have the POW MIA seat that's there year-round. They put flowers there. Was it every week they put flowers in the MIA? Every time we're open, there's a floral arrangement on the black seat there, the POW MIA seat right at start-finish line.
You know,
It's class.
the whole thing was going on in the NFL, about not, taking not patriotism and taking a knee and not doing all that. And that football game when everybody, the red, white, and blue all the way around that place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still one of the best pictures of all of that. And, was Jennifer Nettles, and her singing the national anthem was incredible.
In Greenwood. Yeah, and that was it's a great point because the Battle of Bristol is what he's referring to, and it
they
was
still say a prayer before.
Yeah, can you imagine that?
Yeah,
good old USA. So,
yeah,
it's awesome. Yeah, we still have Mike Reif from Van Zandt Church of Christ. Always more times than not does the national anthem. So it's this lady here. So you're working on national anthem singers now. So that's what people think we just, or not we, but they wake up first of all and say, we better start working on this race. It's a year-round endeavor. I mean, so. And what makes me mad is they bust your tail year-round and the rain comes. And everything they've got planned, they got to either postpone or to shorten pre-race, whatever. And the fans get mad.
They had it for the races last weekend, too, all day Sunday.
Yeah.
But you got it in Sunday night. That makes for a long day for employees.
Yes. But once they got going up there, man, they were beating and banging. Little fisticuffs in the pits.
They need that. That's what Bristol's known for. Helmet throwing at drivers while they're going around the track.
You're right.
Fights in the pits. We love it.
So Jennifer walks in, and I don't know, I'm sure it's not why she came, but
here we go. She's bringing me keys.
We're just singing her praises because she does a wonderful job.
Boy, she's going to go. She's going to go back. I'm going to go champion.
I'm coming back next Thursday.
Yeah, next Thursday from.
Every time Tom's here, I'm coming back next Thursday.
Man.
So, but she does do a great job. And so here's another one behind the scenes. Security and all that takes. People don't realize what's going on behind the scenes to have a safe race with Dee Dee Hash and everything she does.
I was on the phone with Dee Dee earlier.
Yeah. And then the marketing side of things with Logan and Drew and all those. I mean, it's all these little wheels make the big wheel go around. So, yeah, they do a great job. And Greg Cole with the souvenirs and had him on the show 2 weeks ago. The number one track in NASCAR that somebody wants to have something from is Bristol. And he says when he goes to these other tracks to work, he always kind of spots it. Somebody always has something, either a Bristol T-shirt or a ball cap. So that's why I don't understand why. And Speedway can't do anything about this, but why does the NASCAR include Bristol in the chase for the championship? It's the best track in NASCAR, and they don't have any say so, I don't guess, but they're missing the boat because can you imagine coming up here in the late September, early October, the leaves are changing up around the track on a cool night, drop that flag and be part of the chase? It'd be awesome. But we still have the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race in August.
You're going to have to write the France family and tell them your thoughts.
Yeah, it came back to me.
It came back.
I wrote a letter and said, return to sender. There you go.
With a restraining order. See ya.
Restraining order.
Come by anytime.
Come by anytime so we can brag on you. So you're welcome. She's an awesome lady. You too. Thank you, dear. She is awesome.
Day.
It is Memorial Day. You were selling cars.
Yeah, our service and parts will be closed Monday for Memorial Day, but we will be here selling cars when service and parts are closed.
Absolutely.
So we will be here normal hours from 8:30 to 8 for sales on Monday. And I'm gonna go to. I guess I need to go buy some steaks or something, grill out for the guys working. Everybody's families are usually off that day, so we try to do something.
Sure.
For having to be here.
Exactly. There again, class.
But it's a great day. A lot of people are off, so you need to be open. They want to come look and buy cars that day. So.
And people do that. Right?
Oh yeah, it's usually a great day.
Yep. Because they got the time to go out here and tire kick, and then I'll sit down and make some deals with Chris and. So you're only finance guy, Chris?
No, Lynn. Chris and Lynn.
Excuse me. So I never met Lynn because I dealt with Chris when I came on and got mine. So they got two finance folks. That tells you what kind of traffic they do here. So the number one Chevrolet dealer in the entire state of Tennessee. That's pretty cool. 10
years. We've sold more Chevrolets than any other dealer in the state the 10 years we've been in business.
Yeah. I think we embarrassed Jennifer, but I think she liked it.
Oh, I think she liked it.
But it is true everything I said about her.
It's a class act organization. I mean, from top to bottom. I mean, it's anybody down there would give you the shirt off their back, and they care. That's what's important.
So here's how it works up there. I'll give you a quick snapshot, and we'll get back to cars, and we'll wrap this thing up. But pre-race up there, whichever network television is televising the race, they give you X number of minutes. They don't care if you're doing 15 giveaways and all. You got 20-some minutes or 30-some minutes to We Go Green, and they take over the race. And so you got to get everything in that amount of time. So if there's rain, you got to shorten things because they're going to take the race and begin to broadcast it nationally and internationally at a set time. So we've, as the announcer, we got to get everything in at a certain period. And so she's trying to jam everything in, and everybody wants to get up there and do check presentations and all that. So Jennifer's in charge of all this and doing this, trying to keep everything going. So it's pretty stressful, and she does a phenomenal job. So there you go.
She couldn't say anything. I said football games, concerts. She had this big grin on her face.
Yeah. There's things in the works we can't
There's
really
stuff
talk about.
Going on.
Yeah, as the old Leonard Skinner song is, there's things going on that you don't know. So,
but I feel good about it all.
Oh, I do too.
I'm excited because it was a hit. The concert was a hit. The football game was a hit. A lot of people took notice. Even other schools,
other tracks.
Well, I don't think other tracks have talked about doing it, but nobody could pull it off like Bristol and their employees, and also the track itself. Is the only one that's could really take that in. Martinsville couldn't do it.
Yeah, you're right.
So
some want to. There's a lot of
said they wanted to put one in Texas, and I was scratching my head on that one. I guess you just all be on one side watching it. And you'd have to build up grandstands or something on the other because the track's so.
Talladaga's talking about trying to do the Iron Bowl down there to have Alabama and Auburn play at Talladega.
You can see it. I've been to Talladega. You can't see the other side of the racetrack.
I didn't get that either. That's why at Bristol, as we say, it's not just another race. It's Bristol. So there you go. Now,
battle at Bristol.
Champion Chevrolet. In fact, we're going to have a big shindig the week of the race. We're going to talk more about that as we get a little closer. But Monday, we're kicking off. Remember, Monday's our kickoff show here. We're going to celebrate whatever.
I've slept since then.
Well, never mind that. We'll get back to you. Maybe we're not going to do that.
No, I'm in.
Okay.
You just tell me when to
Tim
show up.
Tim said we're doing it.
You just tell me when to show up, and hopefully we'll be here.
Tim said we're doing it. So I said,
when are we doing it? In August?
August, the race week, 14th.
Yeah, what's the race? 19th, 20th, something like that?
16th is the truck race, 18th is the Food City 300, and the 19th is the Bass Pro Shop NR8 night race. By the way, they're selling tickets like they ain't no tomorrow because for Dale Jr. fans, there ain't no tomorrow. So 423 Bristol, BristolTix.com. You want to get your tickets. This is not salesmanship. This is the way it is because
it's the best race too, night race.
Sure, but Junior's making his final trip around one of his favorite tracks. In fact, it may be his favorite track. He's the one that came up with the phrase. In fact, here it is right here on the mouse pad I use every day. It's my Bristol, baby. Wait a minute, did I get it?
Why don't we get him on the show that week?
I'd love to.
Have him here for that.
That would be really neat. You got connections because he drives a Chevrolet, a bow tie.
But
can you work it?
You are the voice of Bristol Motor Speedway.
Well, that doesn't mean I know Dale Jr.'s people, but
there's some people down at the racetrack that probably know Dale Jr.'s people.
I could reach out to Mr. Caldwell and see if he couldn't make that happen because you and him are buds.
Yeah.
Would that not stir him with a stick around here if you get Junior in here for 10 minutes, for 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Just to,
we'd have to lock the doors when we're having it. People be on.
Wow, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
See, he thinks big. That's what Champion Chevrolet does. They
go
think
big or
big.
you go home.
Ooh, wait a minute. Let me write that one down.
I did not come up with that.
I don't care.
Go big.
Or go home.
If you can't, yep.
That's cool.
So I'll make that readily available on our website, all our social media stuff when it goes live.
Yeah. So how do we mesh me and you together? Do we mesh me and you together on the app? How's that work? Is that possible? Because I don't know what when you said app, I'm a little bit over my head.
Well, no, like the app on your phone, you go and click on it. Instead of typing in a web address, you just click on, like, you've got the Weather Channel app. You'll just click on that, and it'll show our cars.
I got you.
Used cars, new cars.
Promoting, cross marketing.
Yes.
Got you.
Links automatically just click on, and your phone will automatically call. You can.
So if you link it to my TomTaylorSports.com, then theoretically, if I'm hearing you right, it can link it right back to Champion. Possibly. Yeah. So that's over my head.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, Jeremiah, I got to work with Jeremiah on that one because that's over my head. But he just says do the show, and so
just do the show.
Yeah.
Go big or go home.
That's it. And hopefully by next week we'll have the announcement I'm wanting to have that we're gonna go big. So there you go.
And we're working on Dale Jr.
It's possible. All I can do is say no.
Yeah.
Big show, Chevrolet dealership, last trip into Bristol. Champion Chevrolet, who
I like it.
provides the trucks.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm hooked after what you just said.
Provides the trucks at the track.
Yeah.
For the ride of a lifetime around the track during pre-race and driver intros. So
I'm in. Let's do it.
Can we do it?
We'll try.
Go big or go home.
Yeah.
Does Tim have connections with Dale Jr.? Tim has connections with everybody. So
we'll work on him.
Work on him. There you go. Hudson may have connections too.
I'll ask Hudson when I get home tonight.
Hudson, can you get a hold of Dale Jr.? Yeah, Dale. What do you need?
He might. Never
Or
know.
Haley.
Yeah.
There's the one. If you tell Haley to get Dale Jr., you talking about a bulldog, his lovely wife, she will get Dale Jr. in here. Guarantee it.
Quick story.
Go.
On that, she may have told this story, but the children's hospital, Night Swingers Children's Hospital, called Haley and said, "We've got a little girl here. We know she doesn't go to your Speedway Children's Charities school up there. Children Exceeding Expectations is the name of her school. But we know she doesn't go to school with you, but she has a brain tumor. She's very sick, meaning very sick. There's not a lot they could do to her. She'd had multiple surgeries and tons of treatment. And her birthday wish was to have a Taylor Swift themed birthday for her 10th birthday. And what could Haley pull off to do something for her? Well, Haley, go big or go home, called. She found a person that had a contact at one of the record labels that managed Taylor. And to make a short story, turn into a short story, she told him that the message got to Taylor. 2 weeks ago by Haley, the dealership, we bought the plane tickets for her, this little girl, Haley, and then Jane Henry, who's also one of the teachers, helps with the Speedway Children's Exceeding Expectations. 2 weeks later, they were flying to Vegas for the iHeartRadio thing, sitting on front row. That before the concert, they took her back and met Taylor.
Wow!
All in a 2 week period.
Because
the Night Swingers Children's Hospital called Haley, said this little girl, that was right when Shake It Off first came out. And before you leave, you look, we can't show it on here, but there's a picture with the little girl and my daughter in that far back corner office with Taylor Swift here at the dealership. So it was when the WCYB covered this story, and at the time, this tells you what people with different things they follow on social media, but it was the most liked and commented story on WCYB's Facebook page in its history.
Wow.
With them going with her out there and meeting Taylor Swift, and less than a year after they got back, she died. The little girl did.
So the moral of the story is get Haley involved. We'll get it done. That's what I want. Haley, can we get Dale Jr. here on August 14th? Yeah. What do you want him here for? Cameo.
What time? What time are you telling him to be here?
Yeah. What time? What do you want him here for? Just to say thanks to Bristol and thanks to Champion Chevrolet and thanks to whoever. Yeah, okay. Let's do it. So we'll turn her loose, or you can turn her loose.
I'll start.
There you go. Thank you. See you
Time to
next
go.
week. Time to go. We'll be back on a regular time next week. We went at 12 to noon, and we're way past.
Last day of school sort of messed everything up.
Yeah, noon to 2, and we're way past. We're 20 minutes past, but that's okay. We can do
Good things to talk about.
Yeah, we can stay as long as we need to stay, but we're going to wrap it up. We do say thanks to Andy Dietrich, course co-owner of Champion Chevrolet, you see on the screen. Michael Bates came and talked about that road race. Brittany came and talked about the Vacation Bible School. Carmichael came and talked sports. And
Jennifer from Bristol Motor Speedway.
Jennifer from Bristol Motor Speedway came by, and we sang her song for her. And then Steve McCauley came by of FCA. So there you go. We're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Back tomorrow. We'll be at tomorrow. We're back at Chick-fil-A. The Crossing is North Johnson City. The next Friday we pick back up in June with our Food City broadcast. So tomorrow we'll be at Chick-fil-A. The Crossing.
You know what's good to order there? I've just learned about like in the last month.
What?
Order an Arnold Palmer. Half tea and half lemonade.
Never had one.
So good there.
Really?
I
At
got one
Chick-fil-A?
this morning there at the People Street.
Yeah. Arnold
Birchfield's place. Yep.
Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer. Order. You can say it in a minute when you order. Pull up and drive. I'd like an Arnold Palmer, please.
Half lemonade and half
It
sweet
is
tea.
to die for.
Now, do you get the watermelon mint lemonade or just the regular lemonade?
Just regular lemonade.
Okay. So I may try the watermelon mint lemonade. That's their seasonal promotion right
Never
now.
had that.
Oh, right here. There you go. Look right there.
Jeez Louise, I didn't even know they offered that.
Now turn over to brand new sandwiches for the spring too. And that is, I had the smokehouse barbecue bacon yesterday.
Available for a limited time. But I do know the regular lemonade with the tea is probably, that's the way I've
out of this world.
Out of this world.
All
If
right.
you order an Arnold Palmer, that's the way it's going to come: regular sweet tea and regular lemonade.
I'm going to try that next time.
Please do. It's awesome.
I'm going to ask Andy Dietrich said try the Arnold. Can I just have an Andy Dietrich? And I'm going to forget Balmer. Can I have an Andy Dietrich?
They'll probably like, huh?
No. Tim will know. Tim knows you.
Yeah.
Connie knows you. And I know him. Gone.
He's
a
out
good
of here.
man. Yep. Appreciate him very, very much. Our buddy Andy Dietrich again from Champion Chevrolet here in the Bristol Motor Mile in Johnson City. We're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. We will rejoin you tomorrow at Chick-fil-A, The Crossings in North Johnson City. Until then, we will tell you as always, win or lose, be a good sport. Be sure and share us and like us, please. We would appreciate that. And also, if you want to win tickets right here one more time, let's go there. Thunder Valley Nationals coming up on Saturday, June 17th. You have pit passes and you have grandstand passes. The grandstand passes get you into the pits. And why would you not? We got just over 180 registered just the other day. We're giving away 10 pairs. You have a 1 in 10 chance of winning. There you see it, TomTaylorSports.com/contest. And again, good luck. We're going to be giving away $80 per winner. Let's see, each ticket's $40, 2 tickets per winner. You can do the math. $800 worth of tickets will be given away June 13th, just in time for Father's Day weekend. So be sure and get on there and register, and you have been. TomTaylorSports.com/contest. Till we re-greet you tomorrow at 11 o'clock from Chick-fil-A at The Crossings in North Johnson City. Again, as always, win or lose, be a good sport. So long, everybody, from Champion Chevrolet in the Bristol Motor Mile in Johnson City.